Here's another child in their family who was helped out by Make-A-Wish of Oklahoma.
Kyle James Gundy is born November 1st. We, had a perfect normal birth, about 6 weeks of age. He kept crying and fussing when he'd eat, so I took him in for a stomach ache thinking, okay, he's got a little bug. And the doctor tested his reflexes and he didn't have any. And when you see panic on a doctor's face, that makes you start to panic. So we went to a neurologist and he took a look at Kyle and he said, well, I think I know what's wrong, but I don't want to tell you because you'll go home and you'll be depressed. And it was devastating. I mean, they said spinal muscular atrophy and he's like, type 1 and it's fatal. And I told him, I'm going to cry. I'm sorry. So we did the best we could. No doctor gave us any hope. They said, just take him home and love him. We decided to keep him alive because these kids have a great life despite everything else. And by 6 months old, he had his ventilator, or he had his feeding tube, pulse ox, everything. But he's the happiest kid you'll ever see. You look at his eyes and you see that life, and how can you extinguish that? Well, I've always known Make-A-Wish is there. When Kyle's diagnosed with this, of course, we have a big SMA support network. And so, I've read about the kids and emailed the moms and stuff about them having their wishes and what they did. And Make-A-Wish, it was wonderful. They did everything for us. They set everything up. We didn't have to do anything but get there. And the village that they stay in at Give Kids the World, which Make-A-Wish sponsors, and they're just co-partners, I guess. It's a magical, magical place. And, Kyle didn't have to worry about anything. Even Tyler, because, siblings, they have a rough time too. And he still talks about it. And he loves it. And there's just nothing like it. Kyle was going to pet this horse, and he's in a wheelchair, and he can't move or sit up, so he's laying down, and his arms only stretch so far. So she's like, well, we'll make an exception, and he can pet his nose. So Kyle was petting his nose, and all of a sudden this horse just starts rubbing Kyle's face. So they're like face to face. This horse is loving on Kyle. He loved it. It was like a love affair right there in front of my face, and it was the neatest thing. This horse knew Kyle was special. If we hadn't have been for Make-A-Wish, we wouldn't have gotten that. It was a great memory and a great experience. When you have a child that has a fatal genetic disease, or they're going through something you don't know if they're going to make it or not, you really don't worry about the everyday things because those will take care of yourselves. Life and death is a whole nother realm of, I have people who worry about, the gas prices. I'm just worried if my kid's going to live today or not. The everyday things don't seem as big when you're facing something like this.